WWE TLC is just on the horizon for us, and that means it's time to do some predictions for this event, SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view. Of course, tables, ladders, and chairs. Lots of gimmick extreme matches on the card. 6 in total. All but one, at least, is an extreme stipulation, one of which we don't know at the moment. More on that when we get to it, because I might be doing this right now. This could be another. We'll get to it. We'll start with non-title matches. Kind of go through it, work our way up the card in terms of when these are gonna actually take place, maybe. But we'll start with Baron Corbin versus Kalisto in what will be a chairs match. Very interesting rivalry between these two. Really, really interesting considering Corbin was in the Survivor Series match. He's taken out by Kalisto, and now he's just ruining Kalisto's life.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan keeps getting mad at Corbin for attacking Kalisto, and like, why you keep doing this, and he doesn't care, whatever. This is not a great feud. This needs to be over. It should hopefully be over after this, and when Baron Corbin wins this match.
Yeah, I think he'll win too, because I saw that they still have high expectations for the Lone Wolf. It's just putting Shane in that Survivor Series match made it a little bit better, especially with what Shane did. I know he got eliminated, but it hypes that match up a little bit more at Survivor Series. But
of course,
Corbin had to take the short end of the stick there. But hopefully he wins this, and then they give him a bit of a push leading into the Royal Rumble. Maybe a long shot to win the Rumble,
possibly.
And then who knows what
who
knows what they'll do after that, leading from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania.
I'm sure he'll probably have a good performance in the Royal Rumble, considering he's won a Rumble match.
Yes.
The Andre the Giant battle, which they keep saying
last year at WrestleMania,
which they keep mentioning. Even though it doesn't mean anything really. They don't really do anything with whoever wins that.
Yeah,
as we've seen.
Cesaro,
Big Show.
Like,
why does he
now
need
Corbin?
Yeah, Big Show just wanted just to be like, I'm the best giant. That was his gimmick afterward. Yeah. So, yeah, Baron Corbin's going to win this match. Hopefully destroy Kalisto. Nothing against Kalisto. It's just, from a realistic standpoint, I know it's wrestling, but Baron Corbin should win this match every time. I mean,
he should, yeah.
But
this is like a Rey Mysterio Batista type of match.
It is. It's similar
regarding what you had just said there.
It's similar in that, like, the little guy versus the huge guy.
And now with WWE having 205 Live, Kalisto's more of a cruiserweight type of guy.
Well, he is a cruiserweight.
Maybe he goes on and competes on that, which is supposed to be filmed and recorded before SmackDown Live now on Tuesday nights.
But it airs after.
But then it'll air after on the WWE Network. And,
so
then Talking Smack airs right after that.
Yeah. I was wondering how they were going to do that with Talking Smack.
I saw that the other day. That's how they're going to do it. So, but yeah, Baron Corbin for both of us.
Yeah. The other non-title match in this one is a women's match, as Nikki Bella takes on Carmella in a no disqualification match. Something we don't see too much from the ladies, although we've been seeing on Raw a lot. Despite me not liking it in terms of who it is and when it is and what it's for.
Yeah.
I digress from that. We're not talking about Raw. This is SmackDown Live. This is totally new territory for SmackDown Live's women, however. So
that's true.
It's a rivalry in amongst itself. It makes sense. Nikki Bella thinks Carmella attacked her. We don't know that yet at a Survivor Series, of course. So that's kind of why this match was made this way, because of course when she did the promo in the back, she was talking about how Daniel Bryan's her brother-in-law and stuff.
Yeah.
So like you have to assume that she kind of weaseled her way in there and made this match for herself. Nikki Bella did, and I have her winning this match. Although it would make sense if Carmella wins, in my opinion. The heel wins in this type of match possibly, but Nikki Bella gets the win. Face goes over the heel, basically.
I think Carmella's gonna win. I know it's a no disqualification match, but I think Carmella was not the person who injured Nikki Bella so she could not compete at Survivor Series. Who I think it was Natalya.
And everyone else.
And Natalya comes out, since it's a no disqualification match.
There you go.
And lets Carmella get the win, and then Carmella moves on to bigger and better things. Hopefully, maybe she goes to Raw and teams up with Big Cass and Enzo, and then Nikki Bella and Natalya go at it there, for the time being.
I can definitely see that happen. That might actually happen. That's a very very good prediction, I have to say, from you about Natalya coming out.
Well, thank you.
Because it's no disqualification. That makes
First time
sense.
ever.
Maybe. Well, you'd have to go in the archives and through everything to see.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot of
it's a lot of content.
A lot of content, yes.
That I will not be filtering through.
But anyways, what's the next match, Corey?
The next match, we'll save the tag team stuff for last, just because there's a lot to talk about for that one. We'll move on to The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. And this is supposed to be like a feud ender. Whoever wins this, no rematches if like The Miz were to lose, obviously. No rematches. This is it. They go their separate ways. It's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, they will face each other down the line, but not in the near future, I guess, which is a welcome break, although these two guys put on great matches left and right. I can watch them all day.
Yeah, I'm thinking at WrestleMania.
Possibly.
For the Intercontinental title.
But they normally have that 6-man or whatever Intercontinental title ladder match as for the last couple years. So
yes, but
the way the brands are now, it's a little hard to do that.
Exactly. The Intercontinental title's on Raw. I mean, on SmackDown, so it'd be hard with the few number of people SmackDown has to have that 6-man ladder match.
They don't have pretty much enough guys to put into that match and have people care about some of these guys, unless you want to mix in some Raw guys, kind of be like a competition type thing, maybe
like a Survivor Series type of match.
Kind of mix in some inter-brand stuff. Maybe have that threat of maybe Raw wins this ladder match and then the Intercontinental Championship's on Raw now. So that'd be kind of interesting. But as for this match,
especially with how things are going with Sami Zayn on Raw, I could see that.
Yeah,
that's a good prediction by you.
As for this ladder match, it's only going to add to this match because it's going to be good anyway. We've already seen this match 3 or 4 or 5 times, whatever, in the recent months. Yeah, 10.
It's probably going to be the second longest match of the night, I'd say, behind that
the TLC
match
obviously.
For the WWE World Championship.
Yeah, of course. But Ziggler's going to win this one. It's been pretty much the rumor since The Miz won it that he's going to win it back here. Because The Miz only really won it as a last-second decision because he's a heel, and they needed a heel to go against the face Sami Zayn at Survivor Series.
Yep.
And so Ziggler's probably just going to win it back here, which I'm okay with this like hot potatoing of this, just to have Ziggler have it, and he keeps holding it. Because then what's the point if Ziggler doesn't win? What's the point of all that? I'm putting my career on the line for this title, and then I win it, and then I don't win it again. I lose it weeks later, and then I don't win it again, and I can't get it back. Yeah. It wouldn't make any sense. So Ziggler's going to walk away with this one. And then instead of having that back and forth hot potato of the title, I mean, this feud's just over. We don't get to see The Miz again for a little bit.
Until probably WrestleMania.
Yeah, as we were saying, yeah. So I think it would be okay. Not like what the Raw is doing with the women's title, which we've already kind of briefly went over. Not explicitly, but mentioned it in passing. But yeah, I think this would be kind of all right, even if it's Ziggler again.
I mean, I'd be happy with whoever wins it, but I agree with everything you said. I think Ziggler's going to win, just because, as you said, The Miz won it late because they needed that heel face. We agreed with that last week, 2 scale. And like I said, I really wouldn't mind if Miz retained because he's awesome and I met him, or if Ziggler gets it back. But it does need to end. It's been going on too long. But I'm going to go Ziggler just because I agree with you, but I wouldn't mind.
All right. The women's title match now is a match that I had a hard time predicting. When I first wrote these out and predicted them, it was easy, but now I'm thinking about it. It's kind of hard for me. I have Becky Lynch down, but I think Alexa Bliss might win this one. Maybe switch up the title. My reasoning for Becky Lynch winning is kind of let her have the title for a long period of time, establish that title as prestigious, unlike the Raw Women's Championship. If I want to keep harboring on that, because after what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, I'm a little bit heated about it.
Yeah, it doesn't need to. They don't need to do that. Ever.
It's like
it seems like
I counted. It's been like a total of 5 different title changes all in the span of maybe like 3 months or something.
Yeah, a couple months. It's just
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
But so that's kind of what I want Becky. But like, I think we might need to change up a little bit. Have Alexa Bliss win. Have her as that heel, dominant. Well, not dominant champion. She doesn't have well,
it'd be her first championship.
It would be her first championship, but also like, I'm trying to how to phrase this correctly, but like she doesn't seem like the type of like maybe not character, but like just
Dominant wrestler.
yeah, like a dominant wrestler type of thing. She doesn't look like a dominant wrestler to like hold a title for days on end. You know what I mean? Like
So,
she, like
you're saying Bliss wins Sunday at TLC and then Becky Lynch gets it back in a rematch like on SmackDown?
Well, not that. I'm saying she wins it, but it's not necessarily she's going to have a long title reign.
Okay.
You know? Like a long heel title reign where
Yeah.
she just keeps winning. So
Not
that
like
type
the
of
Miz's never-ending Intercontinental Championship tour.
Yeah.
That did end. So.
Yeah. But I'm gonna stick with Becky just because I think it'd be better for the title.
I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss. She's been getting a lot of heat from Daniel Bryan. She wants it her way. He's not letting her have it her way.
Her character.
And she had her championship match on November 8th over in Scotland. Lost. Was screwed over. I think now is the perfect time to change titles.
It would be a good time.
So I think
New face.
I think Bliss will beat Becky Lynch. As much as I
I'd be fine with
much
that.
as I like both of them, I think Bliss deserves it. She's been on a good run lately,
Yeah, I'd be okay with that because then you establish a new face of the division.
and it gives the fans another reason to watch.
It also gives someone else to be more important in the show.
Yes.
You know, like some people get lost in the fold and stuff.
Yep.
But like, put the championship on her. I mean, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of unlikely champions now with the brand split now. We're going to have a lot of unlikely
That's
champions
true.
just because there's not enough people to fill in these gaps.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have oddball champions here. That we had it last brand split when more towards the end we had some pretty weird champions. I mean, Kofi Kingston was contending for the world title, or was in contention to being pushed for the world title against Randy Orton at one point in 2009.
Yeah,
So
that's before the age of the New Day, though. So
that was still when he had a Jamaican accent, maybe, I think, possibly.
it was.
It
It had to have been.
It may be post or just
It had to have been.
it's around that time. But
It was right.
nonetheless-
It was right after he came up from ECW,
Well, yeah, that's where he got his start
Yeah.
in ECW.
the WWE's version of
The
ECW.
WWE. We're not talking about Philadelphia ECW
No.
in the Hammerstein Ballroom or whatever. But yeah. Speaking of ECW, we got a TLC match, which is kind of it's not exactly an ECW thing, but hardcore was ECW's thing. It was their main thing, their niche, however you say that. Perfect. Niche. Yeah, niche. It was their thing. We'll just leave it at that. But TLC, which has been one of my favorite match types over the years, watching
that?
wrestling. Well, I mean, I was a Hardy Boys guy growing up, and they were always in those matches.
What about Edge and Christian?
I was not for Edge and Christian or the Dudleys. I was a Hardys, but I mean, not so much recently. But that's not because of what the characters are doing, whatever. But I moved on past then because that was in the '90s and early 2000s and stuff. So
Have you been watching TNA lately, Corey?
I don't watch TNA. I can't watch TNA with my cable.
You obviously see stuff on YouTube, though, don't you?
Well, yes, it's the only thing I follow from TNA. Actually, it's the Hardy stuff.
Delete.
Yes.
Delete.
But
He's broken again. He
is.
came back. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I did. But as for this match, it's the TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship as AJ Styles, the face that runs the place, takes on Dean Ambrose, who, well, tonight's SmackDown when we're recording, so we'll see if he gets any punishment
You
for
just
what
want
he
to
did.
skip over the tag team match, then?
I said we're going to do it last because of all the
Okay,
explaining
okay.
I have to do.
I didn't hear that.
Or maybe not have to do. I don't know.
That's my
But
bad.
Styles Ambrose, it will be your main event. I'm not saying the tag match is going to be the main event or anything.
Yeah.
This is your main
okay.
event. But AJ Styles is going to win this one. And Ambrose is kind of taken away from the title picture for a little bit. Maybe someone else. Baron Corbin, as you already mentioned, possibly.
The dead man.
Maybe Undertaker. Undertaker, John Cena, though. WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania. Undertaker. Styles wins Sunday, I agree with you. Undertaker comes back sometime from now until Royal Rumble, excuse me.
He's with Ambrose.
Styles, Undertaker, Royal Rumble. Undertaker wins. John Cena comes back. Undertaker versus John Cena for the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania. Cena wins, becomes a 16-time champion, and The Undertaker retires all on the same night.
Praised you earlier, I can't now. because
that's what's going to happen.
I'm thinking
that's what WWE's going to do.
If it's anything with The Undertaker, it's going to be with Dean Ambrose because he almost cost him that Survivor Series, and that was his big promo before Survivor Series. If we lose, it's going to be on your asses. And Ambrose almost cost him by basically eliminating AJ Styles with the help of Reigns and Rollins.
They could still have that match from now until the Royal Rumble and then still have a title match.
They better not do that.
They will, though.
They won't. They shouldn't. But they probably would because it's all they care about. They don't care about wrestling in the wrestling sense, like what it's supposed to be. There's no way The Undertaker should beat AJ Styles for the world title. It doesn't make any sense. But they would because it's money.
Exactly, and they'd be bringing back John Cena.
But then the problem, because everyone's going to be pissed.
Cena beats The Undertaker then, and as I said, becomes a 16-time world champ, and The Undertaker retires on the same night, WrestleMania 33.
It would not be, and then everyone's would be pissed because
but they don't care. They're making money.
Not only does Cena win 16, he retires The Undertaker in the same night. That's too much.
I think that's what they'll do.
Why does it have to be for the title though? Is what I'm saying. It doesn't need to be for the title.
Because Styles will be facing somebody else, and they don't want that to be a championship match. But then right after WrestleMania, the Cena Styles feud comes back, and then Styles gets his championship match back.
So you're spiting AJ Styles.
For a short time, yes, but it's just what they're doing. Because possibly Shawn Michaels against Styles at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio. So it's hard to tell it's hard to say what they're going to do right now because TLC hasn't even happened yet.
They're going to do whatever gets them the most at the time, and that's how WWE operates. They do things more on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis more than a year in advance or so.
Yeah, but it's WrestleMania. Vince and other WWE officials plan for WrestleMania at least 6 months ahead of time. And WrestleMania is right around the corner.
That doesn't work. That didn't work last year if that was the case because it was awful.
Because Seth Rollins had got hurt.
It's not because Seth Rollins got hurt. It's because you're constantly putting matches together that sound like maybe all right on paper, but then you realize neither of these guys can wrestle. Like, say, for instance, Shane Undertaker. It wasn't a good wrestling match. It wasn't.
No.
The match was Shane jumping off the cell. That was it. That was the entire match, basically.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's one spot match.
Yeah.
Freaking, what was the other? I mean, Lesnar, Ambrose, it looked great. The build was awesome. Lesnar killed Ambrose.
Yeah.
Like, they do a lot of this crap. I mean, there's already rumors from last year about Shaq versus Big Show at fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which is asinine.
Yeah.
And I would almost quit wrestling at that point.
Well, because this is going back to what you said, Ambrose will move on to another thing. You see the alliance going back now from WrestleMania 32 and 2 weeks ago on SmackDown when The Undertaker praised Shane McMahon. The Undertaker says, well, you had said Ambrose lost it for SmackDown then. Almost, because he put Styles through the announce table. Maybe The Undertaker says, Shane, you need to face Ambrose at WrestleMania, and then he's facing Cena because then he would have beat Styles by that point. One thing just leads to another. Like I said, it's just hard to tell right now.
It is hard to tell.
So,
but AJ Styles.
Yeah, Styles on Sunday over Ambrose.
Styles on
in a TLC match.
I think he should hold the title forever. No, but
that'd be awesome. But he's not.
The tag team title match. I have been waiting to get to this because this is we're doing it on Tuesday. SmackDown hasn't happened yet. We don't know who's actually in this match because the number one contendership match is tonight on SmackDown. Yep. This is uploaded. Grant, this is uploaded after SmackDown has already taken place. So what's going to happen is if you're hearing me right now as I say these words, then what I predicted this match will be is in fact the match that we're having. Maybe not so the stipulation possibly that I put in. But if you're not hearing a other recording, that means it's not the match that I have predicted, and you're going to hear a quick predictions of who we think is going to win this match. So we'll get into it right now. So if you're hearing this, it's going to be Slater and Rhyno taking on Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, who I have winning this match tonight, the number one contendership from American Alpha, because it only makes sense. Why would you let them win at Survivor Series and then just they lose immediately after?
They've done it plenty of times though before with Bray Wyatt.
But it's Bray Wyatt, so you never know. But I have a tag team title match, a tables match, because we already have a ladder and chair match. We have a TLC match. It's called Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. We need a tables match.
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense.
You also have no
Plus-
qualification match.
Plus, the fact that Rhyno is on one of those teams, ECW guy, very experienced in hardcore matches such as this. It will help them. Also, to help build the storyline, it'll also help Luke Harper get involved in the match, help out the Wyatts. Also, Randy Orton can continue building that trust and that honesty or whatever to Bray Wyatt, maybe taking a gore or something through a table for him, like he did at Survivor Series, taking a spear from Roman. So, I think that'd be good. So that's why I had this match being this. And I have Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton winning that match if it occurs.
And becoming the tag team champions.
And becoming tag team champions. Why not? I think Slater and Rhyno, people still cheer for Slater even though he doesn't do anything. He hasn't even wrestled. They haven't even had a match in a while.
They have not. No, I agree. Yeah, that's true.
Since Survivor Series,
Yes.
that's only one. That's a pay-per-view match only.
Yeah, they haven't
wrestled on SmackDown forever.
I can't remember the last time they wrestled on SmackDown. That's true.
Grant, I think a lot of that was because Rhyno with his political stuff, though, in Michigan.
It could be a possibility.
That's possible, but either way, they're actually kind of stale. I think too. It's staling for me. It's been stale for a while. For
It
me.
has.
I've never really perfectly liked it. It was great when it happened.
Champs.
It was great when it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Slater didn't have a job. Now he's the job, and they're still going with this gimmick. I've got kids. I need this job. You have the freaking job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's no point anymore.
That's true.
That character and that gimmick of he needs a job it doesn't make sense anymore, but people still eat it up.
Well, I agree with you. They need to move on to better things with the tag team championship there on SmackDown Live. You can't forget about James Ellsworth and his connection with Dean Ambrose. You say Styles beats Ambrose. What does Ambrose have to do from now until WrestleMania? You change the tag team champs. Slater and Rhyno, they still get their rematch still in the mix for those championships. And then you also have American Alpha. But why the hell not put Ambrose and Ellsworth as a tag team for the time being and then put them and possibly make them the champions? So I think the Wyatt family will win over if they win the number one contendership.
If this
tonight,
is actually the match.
But
yes.
if it's American Alpha versus Slater and Rhyno,
that would be in the other recording that I would do.
I still think whoever wins the number one contendership will become the tag team champs. Yeah. So I think there will be a change. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, but it goes back to what I said just a minute ago, why they should win this match, the Wyatts, that is. The one number one contendership match, that is. Because if they won at Survivor Series, you're just going to waste that push in a tag team title match they're going to lose all of a sudden. Doesn't make any sense. Plus, if it's a tables match, it only works for the Wyatts anyway. Because, like I said, Luke Harper can get involved. Mm-hmm. No DQs. So it only makes sense for them to win a match such as that. Although it is Bray Wyatt. They might screw him over. It is SmackDown, though. It's not Raw. So, who knows? SmackDown runs a little differently, I think. I mean, it kind of looks like they do. Just based on show to show. Back to back, whatever. But, you talk about Ellsworth. Here's a fun thing. Let's turn Ellsworth heel right here. TLC, Ellsworth's going to turn heel, help AJ Styles win the title. And it was all just a ruse. He's working for AJ Styles the whole time.
I can see that.
That super kick to Styles on the outside to cost Ambrose that number one contender match that 1 week, it was all planned.
I can see that.
They turned Ellsworth heel. He's with Styles the whole time. Styles is just faking it, like the getting caught in the ropes thing. Like he can easily get out or something. And there's all this fortunate stuff for happening to Ellsworth. And it's all, he's the biggest heel in the company now. But that is some wishful thinking. And it would be a swerve. On the WWE.
No pun intended for the WWE Network show. Swerved, a knockoff of Jackass.
Yes, I mean it's the same guy that produces it, right?
Yes.
I mean, what's his name? Tremaine, right?
Yeah,
Jeff Tremaine.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it for TLC predictions. I know we kind of rambled on about like every single match,
and possibly. The possibility of matches coming up here in the near future.
Yeah, we kind of rambled on like every match. We didn't really focus.
But isn't that what we always do?
Yeah, we do that a lot.
So,
I mean, I hope you're okay with. We kind of strayed from the path a lot there, but I hope you're okay with that. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens on Sunday. live on the WWE Network from Dallas, Texas. Tables, ladders, and chairs. And if you're still with us, we'll see you next week when we review this show. So
yeah, be sure to go check out that live stream from yesterday as we talked about some NBA and NHL, what's happened so far in their respective seasons, and college football, the NFL, and the college football playoffs. So
yeah, if you want to check out our other stuff, our actual sports podcast, not just our wrestling stuff, yeah, you can go check that out on Facebook or here on YouTube even. It should be up already. So yeah, check that out as well.